everybody, I'm John Ponick with Mohave Valley Daily News, and this is your daily dose for Wednesday, December 2nd, middle of the week, hump day. All right, today's daily dose is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center located in Fort Mohave, Arizona. Tri-State Radiology Center is an American College of Radiology accredited facility. Tri-State Radiology serves the tri-state area and now accepts Medi-Cal. Our professional staff is here for you and will work with the healthcare providers in the community to help take care of your health. At Tri-State Radiology Center, your image means the world to us. All right, it's Wednesday. That's the day that we have our larger paper. We have the Laughlin Times in here. We got Arby's. We got a bunch of ads. We have our entertainer, and we have the Laughlin Times in here. So let's see what's going on. Top story, county reports 134 new cases and 2 deaths. Of those 134 cases, 60 of them were in Bullhead City. Variety of ages. It's all over the place. Probably the biggest number that jumped out at me was we've now had 1,500 new cases in the last 3 weeks with 247 deaths. So, I think we all know somebody who is either dealt with it or is dealing with it. It's a serious thing, and we need to stay on top of it. So there's an update in there from Cara Christ, that's the state's health services director. So there's some interesting information in there about that. Area lawyer offers help to expunge pot convictions. This is the attorney down in Lake Havasu, Brad Rideout. It's a lake from Lake Havasu, Rideout Law. He's working on, as part of the Proposition 207 that passed, the marijuana bill. There's a provision in there for expunging past marijuana-related offenses, and those offenses are keeping some people from being able to get a firearm, those kinds of things. So starting in July of next year, you'll be able to expunge your record if you have a marijuana conviction, and that's what he's working on. He's hoping that when July hits and it opens up, we have somewhere between 12 and 20 cases that he can go to court and try and get these expunged from the record. Last night was a city council meeting. Let's see, it says council okays opioid deal. What they're talking about is there's 2 different cases. One is an opioid deal lawsuit that was brought by the state of Arizona to all the opioid manufacturers. There's also one that is done by that was put in by our city manager Toby Cotter. 2 separate deals. This is the one that was done by the state of Arizona. We reported yesterday that they're looking at somewhere around $400 million for the state. For Bullhead City, that comes out to about $2 million. Councilman Mark Clark ran the meeting because both the mayor and the vice mayor, Steve D'Amico, were both out of town. They called in remotely, but Mark Clark ran the meeting. He was a little upset. He called it a travesty for all the problems that we've had here. The money is supposed to be divvied up based on the impact it's had in your community, and you know the impact that we've had in our community. The county, what it works out for the county is that every year it averages that each person in the county would have 74 pills. That's how many are prescribed in our county. So he believes that it's not weighted fairly. The council still voted on accepting the money. It doesn't mean that they will that they're locked into it. It's just a memorandum of understanding that they want to be part of this, but it doesn't mean that they're locked in or that we end up with the $2 million. It could be more, it could be less. Other things that happened, they talked about Proposition 207. That was a public hearing where community members can come and have their input. It's mainly discussing how this whole thing would work. Nothing was voted on at that portion of it. It's just how it would work, how they would, do they want to even allow recreational facilities in Bullhead City? some of the semantics that go along with that. So they discussed it. It won't begin happening until they can start putting an application next month, but nothing is decided on that yet. We had talked yesterday about them trying to restore some of the budget money that they had cut because they thought that COVID was going to be a bigger impact than it has. They could do so they voted to restore more than $2.2 million in deferred spending. Some of the things on there is $50,000 for continuing to develop Gary Keith Park. There was $32,000 to replace a truck for the city's development services director. And then the city manager talked a little bit about COVID and bats. The Bullhead Area Transit System is celebrating its 20th anniversary, and as a gift to the citizens of Bullhead City, you get free rides on the bus system for the month of December. So you might want to check that out. We got an ex-Arizona politician who now is living in Arkansas, Republican Paul Peterson. He was Metro Phoenix's assessor for 6 years. He got 6 years in prison for an adoption scheme. It involved bringing people here from the Marshall Islands that were pregnant, having babies, and then he would sell them. So 6 years, that's not too shabby for selling 70 babies. Sketchy. The Nevada judge is hearing some evidence today on voter fraud brought forth by the Trump team. Yesterday they had representatives from both parties looking through ballots and kind of preparing their case. So that's supposed to go in front of a Nevada judge today. Still, for some reason, still working on the whole Russian probe investigation. So Attorney General William Barr appointed a special counsel for that to go ahead and dig into that. In sports, got our Lady Patriots here, starting to get their practice going. It's Coach Neil Sherrill, along with who else we got there? Some different players there. They got a couple of injured key players, Maisie Mulligan and Jessica Kalitzen are both out, but got kind of a weird day today. There's for the first time in history, there's an NFL game in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. This is the one that was bounced from Thanksgiving, and then it was moved to Sunday, and then it was moved to Tuesday, and now it was moved to today. So it's all right. In the Laughlin Times, Giving Tree, an enduring Christmas tradition. So what this story is just, it's not just the Giving Tree, which is located at the Laughlin Community Church. There's got a bunch of different things in here that are going on. Some things like the Shop with a Cop in Laughlin was canceled, but the people that have always sponsored it are going to be doing some other things. You got the owner of Bikini Bay is doing a toy drive. You have the Bilbrays are donating a bunch of toys to the church. Just a lot of different things that you have events canceled, but there's still needy people out there. So like this one, this is the Giving Tree at the Laughlin Community Church. You can go in there. The children go in there and write down what it is that they'd like to get for Christmas, and then you go in there and you pull something off the tree and you provide it for them. So the Best in the Desert, which we're kind of familiar with here in Laughlin, they canceled their awards presentation. That's something I know that a lot of people around here are pretty high on. Then Wednesday is also our day for the entertainer. We got two nice stories in here. The first is on the Parade of Lights and the boat parade, or the Festival of Lights and the boat parade that they have down in Laughlin. That's this weekend. The Festival of Lights is going on right now. through, I think it said January 4th. And then the other is down here. It says, enjoy an off-road poker run with the whole family with a trip to visit Santa at the North Pole included. This is a Kiwanis poker run that is this Saturday. There's a complete story in here on that. It starts down in Fort Mohave, and then you go off into the desert. It basically goes up to like Laughlin Ranch Boulevard and around. It's a big 45-mile loop. That is this Saturday, so there's some information in there on how to reach Derek Voss, who's a chairperson of it. And remember, that money goes back into the community. And then here's the story on the Festival of Lights and the boat parade. So check those out. It's down in Havasu. There's also a pile of other things in here. You know, there's specials, food specials, places to go, slot specials, promotions, all kinds of good stuff in there. So check out the Entertainer. It's one of our most popular things. Okay, so that's the Daily Dose for today. Remember, it's brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. They offer same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide open MRI and digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. So call today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. Thank you to Tri-State Radiology Center for sponsoring this. Remember, you can stream our Valley Voices and our Daily Dose and all of our videos, including our breaking news ones, on our Anchor app, on the Anchor app, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and more. There's a whole list of them down here. Tomorrow we will be dropping our Athlete of the Week, which is a very special one, with all the high school students being out of sports right now, with no sports for December. We're reaching out into the community to some of the athletes, so I think you'll get a kick out of tomorrow's Athlete of the Week. We're also going to have Valley Voices coming out tomorrow, so you get some more information on that poker run, and we're going to be shooting a couple more things. So click on the subscribe button over here. Right next to it is the bell that will give you push notifications whenever one of our videos comes up, and check them out. All right, everyone, have a great Wednesday, and I hope I'll see you out here tomorrow.